Hello, my name is Patrick Mazor, and I'm the author of 2 books. Your Mortgage, You Can Save Thousands by Realizing It's Your Money, and 2 Can Play the Jargon Game, a Mortgage Application Self-Help Workbook. Both of these books teach you, the reader, about the mortgage lending process. The first book, Your Mortgage, talks about the theory, and it talks about the industry. The second book, 2 Can Play the Jargon Game, is a practical guide to step-by-step working through the loan application, submission, and processing process. I recommend both of these for anyone who is shopping for a mortgage. I think you'll find them helpful, but even more than that, I think you will find them valuable tools for you negotiating the very best price you can get on a mortgage. I would like to talk for just a minute about my book, Your Mortgage. You Can Save Thousands by Realizing It's Your Money. What I have up here, realize one very important thing, it's your money, is really the key to it all. That was the original title, by the way, of the book, Your Money, or It's Your Money. One of the things that this book does is it educates you about mortgage companies, specifically mortgage brokers and mortgage originators. Back when I was licensed in Texas and Florida, we were all called loan officers. Today they're called loan originators. What changed? I don't know. But I do know this, much of it has not changed. Much of the process, much of the program, much of the system is as it was when I was doing lending myself. I recommend the book because it will help you understand what goes on behind the scenes, what goes on in the loan originator's mind. And most important, there are some tips in there from inside the industry that really can help you save money. Save money on the front end with fees, save money on the back end with the interest rate and the payments. One thing I want to point out, most, not all, loan originators are paid straight commission. That means when they want to make more money, they raise your rate. But you can hold them accountable, and you can demand transparency. And that's what the book's all about. Let me talk for just a minute about 2 Can Play the Jargon Game. Where Your Mortgage is theoretical, and it's about the system, 2 Can Play the Jargon Game is very practical and very step-by-step. The first thing that I cover in there is jargon and buzz phrases, and that's where the title came from. The one that everybody hears in the beginning when you apply for a mortgage is the loan originator says, well, I'm going to need to take a 1003. And you don't want to appear ignorant, so you just say, okay. So what is a 1003? The 1003 is a uniform loan application. It is a form that was developed by Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, and it is Fannie Mae Form 1003, 1003. To you, it's the loan application. It's 5 pages long, has many sections, and not all the instructions are perfectly clear, and that's the reason I began writing 2 Can Play the Jargon Game, so that I could walk you through that step by step. But before I get to that, I go through the buzz phrases. 1003, DTI, LTV. Debt to income is the debt to income ratio, DTI, and that is how much you earn versus what are your credit obligations and what are your housing obligations. LTV is loan to value. It has to do with the house and the amount of the loan. And there are a bunch more, and I go through them all so that you can't be caught unaware by jargon or buzz phrases. After we get through the 1003, we go on to the required documentation. What are you going to need to supply? What is seasoning? Seasoning, by the way, is how long you've had money in the bank account for your down payment. And it has to be there a minimum of 3 months and possibly 6. But that's important. I show you how to prove that up. I also talk about verifications and letters of explanation. Verifications are, for example, there's a verification of employment. We want to know that you're employed. where you say you are. Then the letters of explanation are to cover questions that may arise for an underwriter. The purpose of To Complete the Jargon game is to prepare you completely for the loan application process, start to finish. With everything you do in that book or following that book, you will be prepared and your loan application will be complete. I guarantee it. And now I want to talk about something that I think is really exciting. I call it the Save Thousands program. It comes in two formats, webinar or workshop. Webinar is over the internet. Workshop is live and in person. It is a neat program. It's 8 hours long and it has some great stuff in it. The first thing you get after you sign up is you get a voucher for both books, Your Mortgage and To Complete the Jargon Game, and a free Kindle download. Then I'm going to send you a Red Rope expandable in which you'll find 22 to 25 file folders, all neatly labeled, showing you exactly what documentation goes in which file folder. That organizes your submission file. That makes your job easier, and it makes the processor's job easier. And that's important because it'll save time. The other thing is it shows you're prepared. It shows you're ready to work toward getting the right mortgage. And that helps with the originator. Those two things together are a huge help. During the 8 hours, we're going to go through the 1003 step by step. If it's webinar, I'm going to ask you to toggle back and forth between a fillable file I'm going to send you and the screen. In the workshop, I ask you to bring your laptop, netbook, or tablet so you can fill it out as we're going along. But best of all, I'm there and you can ask questions. In the workshop, we break into groups and we have discussions. The idea is to prepare as much as possible for filing a loan package or applying for a mortgage loan. And these things together do the job. The better prepared you are, the more you know the system, the more money you can save. That's the way it works. I want to thank you for watching. If you have a question, send me an email or give me a call. Thanks.